Is Disney's Wilderness Lodge the perfect family resort for you and your toddlers? Or is it the most overhyped? Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, and welcome back to your Delaware Disney people. Today we are going to be talking about Disney's Wilderness Lodge, a Magic Kingdom area deluxe resort which is themed heavily on a rustic nature of the Pacific Northwest. The resort features a variety of different room types ranging from standard rooms all the way up to Disney Vacation Club villas, and offers a variety of different amenities and recreation that will be perfect for so many different families. Our objective for this video is to share our experience and give you a little bit of insight on what it is like to travel to Disney's Wilderness Lodge with toddlers. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about are the things that we absolutely loved about the Wilderness Lodge, starting with, first and foremost, our room. Granted, we stayed in a one-bedroom villa in Boulder Ridge, but the room was set up so perfectly for our family. The living room and kitchen area was perfect from a storage perspective. We were able to keep the bed up as a couch for the most part during the day, offer the kids plenty of space to play. We usually bring a couple small buckets of toys so that they have some type of entertainment while we're in the room. We typically go back into the room for about 2 to 3 hours per day, just so we can kind of get that midday break in between going to the parks. So we want to make sure that they had a little bit of space to play, run around, and just be kids. And the living room area alone was set up very, very well for that. You had the little coffee table that you could roll to the side. We could put some of their toys in there. We were able to take the extra pillows out and kind of use those accordingly, whether it was on the couch or in our bed. So we were really able to take advantage of that extra space, which was very, very nice. And then the bedroom area for the missus and I was absolutely perfect, offered us our own little bit of safe haven from the toddlers, which anyone with kids will tell you, you need it. You need it bad. So we were able to put the pack and play for Will off to the side, but we also tried it out in both of the 2 bathroom areas. It does have the one bathroom that's got the shower and tub, and it also has the second, which kind of has a separate vanity and the toilet area. So we tried a lot of different options as far as where we were going to put the pack and play. It ended up in our bedroom, but we would usually wait until Will was put down anyway before we would try to go to bed. So that wasn't an issue for us. But either way, it was so nice to have the luxury of the space. It was just such a perfect setup for our family and for what we needed. So I would highly, highly recommend a one-bedroom villa for families that have, especially if you have 2 kids, there's a lot of different options that you have with that. So another area that we found to be one of the biggest benefits of Wilderness Lodge, quite frankly, was the theming. It was just such a beautiful, beautiful resort. I mean, literally from the second you walk into the lobby, I swear it's the most beautiful lobby on property. It's really just, you're fully immersed in the rustic log cabin feel. You feel like you really are in the wilderness. And it feels like, I don't know, it's like the temperature drops 20 to 30 degrees as soon as you walk in there. And we're talking about this in the Florida heat, mind you. And it didn't feel like that at all. It actually felt very cozy. We were sweating and yet had no problem going to sit by the fireplace in the lobby. Who does that in the summer? We were there in August. But that is how immersed you become in the feel of the Pacific Northwest. It was absolute perfection, and we cannot praise that enough. There's a few other benefits that come along that are a result of that theming. One of which is that the resort has a very quiet and secluded feel to it. Anyone with toddlers will tell you they have energy, and typically a lot of it. What we found was that because it was so quiet and so secluded, it actually helped to kind of counteract the kids a little bit and actually help bring their personalities down and bring their temperament down just enough so that it was a little bit more manageable when we were just hanging around the room, walking around the resort, whatever the situation was. So one of the biggest benefits that we found with staying at Wilderness Lodge was actually the amount of dining options that were available. And not just dining options, but dining options for toddlers. So let's start with the quick service restaurant available on Wilderness Lodge, which is the Roaring Fork. So the adults got to enjoy whether it was different cheeseburgers. They also had some different barbecue and brisket options that were available, which were really, really nice. But for the kids, it was nice to be able to look at different options on the menu, including, not just the traditional chicken strips, macaroni and cheese, but also things like pasta that were available. Things that you don't always find at some of the other quick service restaurants on property. So the fact that there were some different options is always going to be a plus when you have toddlers. So now let's talk about Geyser Point. This is kind of the hybrid quick service, table service, to-go option that they have on property. So it's all outdoor. And one of the things that was nice about it was the fact that you had options. You could choose to either go during typical dining hours and enjoy a nice outdoor casual meal, or you have the option of taking the food to go back to your room, which with toddlers, that convenience is always going to be appreciated, and we certainly took advantage of it on a couple different occasions. The menu does change a little bit depending on whether you're going to eat at the restaurant versus eating it to go, but I will say overall the options were not that different, and it certainly wasn't very limiting. Matter of fact, I think the missus was able to enjoy the salad with salmon, and she really enjoyed that. I myself just got one of the burgers. Really good, very flavorful food, very satisfying. It was a very satisfying experience. We actually felt like we were able to go back to the room, sit down in the dining room table, and enjoy a meal with our kids. What was nice about that was that we could still enjoy quality food without worrying about where are our toddlers going to run into next. Every time you take your kids out to eat, there's always going to be something. When you're waiting for your food, there's going to be meltdowns. There's going to be arguments. Things are going to happen. When you have the option of being able to take the food back to your room, that option was big for us. We would usually just go to the pool, and I would order it as we were leaving there and pick it up as we were walking back to the room. So there were a lot of benefits to being able to go to Geyser Point. So now that we've had a chance to talk about the quick service as well as the quote hybrid service restaurants that they have on Wilderness Lodge, let's talk about the two table service restaurants that are available on property. The first of which was Whispering Canyon Cafe. It's right there in the lobby of Wilderness Lodge, and as an overall experience, I will say it was fantastic. It was a very long day that we had at the parks between dealing with weather, dealing with frustrated kids, and to be able to go to a restaurant and enjoy an entertaining meal. And that's really what the key thing about Whispering Canyon is. It's the entertainment factor. Whatever you do, don't ask for ketchup unless you want to be mauled by it. But that's okay. It was fun. So we got to be entertained. We got to have really good food. The missus and I both thoroughly enjoyed our New York strip. Neither one of us wanted to take advantage of the skillets. We both were in the mood for something a little bit different. Kind of hesitant at first, not gonna lie. Actually turned into a really good meal, really good option. So I'm not gonna complain about it one bit. And finally, I want to talk about the best dining experience at the Wilderness Lodge, which is, without a doubt, storybook dining at Artist Point with Snow White. Hands down, the best character meal in all of Walt Disney World property, at least in our opinion. And we've done a lot. I think we've actually done all of the character dining options. So this has by far been our favorite. The character interactions are fantastic. Snow White, Dopey, and Grumpy do come around the tables, and you also get a pass to go and get your picture taken with the Evil Queen, which, if you prepare appropriately for that and actually have a conversation ready, that is one of the best interactions you're ever going to have. I don't care if you're a child, if you're an adult, The evil queen is absolutely hysterical, and you can have so much fun with that interaction if you just plan accordingly. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be a little bit awkward for some people, but even with our toddlers, I was able to have a conversation with Faith beforehand and just told her, look, you really don't want to be scared of the queen? Just tell her how pretty she is. Tell her something that's going to flatter her. You'll be amazed at how much fun you can have with that. And even then, even with that, the queen still was able to come up with snarky comments that made the interaction just absolute perfection. So cannot recommend that enough. But as is the case with any restaurant, if the food is not up to par, the rest of the experience, however great it may be, is still going to fall short. And in our opinion, that's where storybook dining really, literally takes the cake. I continuously go back and get the prime rib. Tempted to try different things on occasion just so I could say I've done it, but why mess with perfection? The missus has typically gotten either the herb chicken. She's also done the pork shank before. Both options were absolutely fantastic. I myself enjoyed the pork, just a couple bites that she allowed me to have. But hey, when the food's that good, I ain't sharing either. The appetizers, the mushroom bisque, I actually enjoyed it. I can't say that I didn't. Shocking. I'm a very picky eater. But you know what? Didn't matter. I wanted to try it, so at least then I could say, you know what? I tried it. Either I liked it or I didn't. Turns out I actually kind of did. But again, from a toddler perspective, this restaurant is absolutely perfect. You get to meet a princess. You get to have fun interactions with characters. The restaurant itself is designed so beautifully. It's very mystical, very magical in feel and in nature, which was great. But then the dining options that they have for kids are absolutely fantastic. Always going to have the typical options there for kids. They also offer prime rib for kids. Yes, you heard me right. They offer prime rib for kids. They also serve things like grilled chicken. They also have fish. These are not typical items that you're going to find available for kids on any kids menu. And yet Storybook Dining delivers. They understand that yes, you can have a fantastic dining experience for the adults, but this is also a family restaurant, and if you can't find something on the menu to feed your kids, they're going to do nothing but complain, and then the whole dining experience becomes an absolute nightmare, and no parent ever wants to experience that. Let's talk about the recreation options that the resort has to offer. As far as the pools go, there are two on property. You have the Copper Creek Springs Pool, which offers a water slide. It's more the family area, so to speak. And right off of this pool is also the splash pad, which our toddlers certainly took advantage of. We did our fair share of time in the pool itself, but when they just want to run around and have a little bit of fun in just the water without being fully submerged, particularly our 2-year-old, that was an absolute perfect option for them to go right into that splash pad. You also, however, have the Boulder Ridge Cove Pool, which we were able to use to take advantage mostly of the zero entry. For a almost 2-year-old, that pool was absolutely perfect for Will. He could walk in, everything was on his level, on his terms. He was in much more control, and he was able to enjoy his experience a lot more. That pool, as a general rule of thumb, is also a little bit quieter, so it does tend to cater to families who just want to relax, or especially to couples that are just trying to have a quieter stay at a pool. So either option does give you flexibility, whether you want more of the fun family atmosphere with a water slide and the splash pad versus a more relaxed feel. So Wilderness Lodge does offer two different options for that. And of course, as with any Disney property, there are several other resort activities and recreation options that you're able to take advantage of. Things from just lobby entertainment. There were all kinds of different shows and entertainment options that were taking place throughout the course of the day. There were even surprise character meet and greets that would come through the lobby. We actually had a unique experience with Pluto, which was really, really neat. Very excited to be able to share that type of experience with the kids. They're always going to enjoy characters. Let's face it, kids love characters. Adults love characters if you let yourself. And of course, they always offer the traditional campfire, the s'mores and the marshmallows, things like that, and also the movie Under the Stars. So always the great options to be able to take advantage of. One thing that Wilderness Lodge does offer, which is different than a lot of the other Disney properties, is they also have fishing options that you could take advantage of on property as well. So while you don't necessarily get to keep anything, it's all kind of a catch and release program, but still, the fact that you're able to take advantage of, again, a nice, relaxing activity, it's great for families to be able to spend time together. And lastly, when talking about the benefits of staying at the Wilderness Lodge, especially when you're comparing it to other resort options within the Magic Kingdom area, is the cost. We're talking about a significant cost difference between staying at the Wilderness Lodge versus the Contemporary. When you look at the average cost of a room per night throughout the entire year, on average, you're saving 20% by staying at Wilderness Lodge compared to Contemporary. That number only increases to 30% when compared to the Polynesian Resort, and 60% cheaper than staying at Disney's Grand Floridian. We have stayed at the Contemporary. We have stayed at Grand Floridian. Poly's a work in progress. We'll get there eventually. But I can tell you, I enjoyed all three resorts, but from a cost perspective, you cannot beat the value that Wilderness Lodge has to offer. For the amenities that you get, from the dining options you get, the transportation options you have, it is so much more cost efficient, and as a result, it became so much less stressful of a trip financially. So now, unfortunately, we have to get into some of the things that, regretfully, we didn't particularly enjoy about our stay at the Wilderness Lodge. Mind you, these were few, but what was there really, unfortunately, stood out. So one of the biggest detriments of staying at Wilderness Lodge, quite frankly, was the bus transportation. Oftentimes, while we never had to wait for a bus when we were at the resort to go to one of the parks, coming back from the parks turned into a bit of a challenge, especially with toddlers when you have strollers, and especially with us, we had a double stroller. Breaking that thing down, trying to get on a bus when you're fighting people not trying to get to one resort, but you're sharing a bus typically. Typically, we were sharing a bus with Contemporary, and there was one other instance we had to share with Fort Wilderness. But when you're trying to cram everybody in with strollers at the end of the day, it was not the most convenient. I was trying to stand off to the side. People were running into each other. They cram these buses tight, which, let's face it, they have to. It is what it is. You know that going in. But that being said, if they just had their own bus transportation, it would have been just a little bit easier of an experience. Just as a toddler parent with a stroller, that was not a whole lot of fun to deal with. Another detriment that may be important to you, it may not be, it all depends on how much you value this at the particular resort, quite frankly, were the shopping options. There was only the one shop on property, which was the Mercantile. Now look, we had some really good experiences in there. We were able to get some really cool merchandise, really cool souvenirs of our trip. My Donald hat I still wear quite frequently. Get all kinds of interesting comments about it too. It's always great. But overall, especially compared to a lot of the other deluxe resorts, they have a lot of different shopping options as you're walking around property. And I will say overall, we did not experience any of that with Wilderness Lodge. So that was a bit disappointing. And then lastly, especially for going to a deluxe resort with kids, my kids absolutely love going to the arcade. And the Buttons and Bells arcade, not a whole lot of buttons. So as a result, it can get a little crowded in there. There's not the most amount of options that you have. It's a lot more limiting, especially when you compare it to the arcade that's, say, at Contemporary. Probably one of the best arcades we've ever been to on Disney property. And sometimes when there's bad weather, if you go during the summer, you might get stuck at the resort for a little bit. So to have that kind of option is really, really helpful. I will say it's a little bit bigger than Grand Floridian, but overall, Buttons and Bells left a little bit to be desired and certainly wasn't the most convenient option for a family with two toddlers. So with all of that being said, our overall experience at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, I will say, was fantastic. We certainly enjoyed ourselves. In my opinion, it was the best room that we've ever stayed in. some of the best dining experiences, some of the best pools. We went in August and we spent a good amount of time at the resort. We had to. The weather wasn't that great. And I will say it was a wonderful experience. Very glad that we did it. I would certainly stay there again. A couple things get in the way of it being perfect, but you're never going to have a perfect trip, especially when you're vacationing with toddlers. It's not going to happen. Perfection is something that you're constantly chasing, but you also understand it's never going to be achieved. So you try to make the absolute best of it, do everything that you can to plan accordingly, and eventually you just hope that it all works out the way that you need it to. So if you like what you saw, please hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you can be notified of all new content we've got coming out. Still releasing all the videos from our vlog in which we stayed at Wilderness Lodge last year. So certainly look forward to hearing all of your feedback about that. So leave a comment down below if you would. Tell us about your experience at Wilderness Lodge. What did you like? What did you dislike? These are things that we always enjoy sharing with you guys, and it certainly helps when we get some feedback as well. It always helps us to kind of better understand what it is you guys are looking for in your vacations with toddlers. So it's always great talking with you guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.